How you doing, sir?
I'm good,
All
Elder
right, I
Craft. How
can't
you
complain.
doing?
So you're my replacement, huh?
I'm stepping in for you. Miss Leisha sent
Yeah,
you, sent me,
yeah,
sent
yeah.
put us together.
Okay, give me one sec.
Okay.
I'm making food for my son. I gotta take him his bowl. Give me 1 second.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Hold on. We need to start this. Wait, hold on. We need to start
yeah.
this.
Okay,
Okay. I got to drop on a
okay.
PK at 6:30.
All right. Put that down. Here. Look, it's noodles. Yay. All right. So how you doing, sir? How you doing out there?
I'm doing fine. Thank you
Man.
very much. While we're here, I'm just going to follow you.
Yeah,
Follow me
yes,
back,
sir.
please. And thank you very much.
Wait till all this cool stuff leave off the top of the screen. Thanks, Miss Alicia. Appreciate that. All right. Got you. Where you from out there?
6-3. Detroit,
Hey,
Michigan,
that's
born
what's
and
up.
raised.
Los Angeles, California. Born and raised.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm in Sacramento now, but
All
yeah,
right.
I'm a LA guy.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, Miss Lisa. Who am I replacing?
Her name is Trigger Tracy. Thank you. Yes,
Is that her
Trigger.
ID?
I mean, TRIGGATRACEY. Trigger Tracy.
Okay.
I need to get in contact with her because I forgot to get my screen. I forgot to do a screenshot yesterday, and I wanted to see if she did. I'm used to just
Mm.
doing Impossible Star PK Simple, already taken care of family stuff, but now they done changed the rules with the family stuff, so I'm out here like a newbie. I've been a host
Hmm.
for 3 years. On the 26th will be 3 years hosting, and I'm back feeling like a newbie again. Like I don't know what's going on here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I have embraced the friendly. Listen, I have embraced the friendly PKs like they were
Right,
90%. I said they playing, and we just gonna
right.
play with them.
When you in Rome, do as the Romans do, huh?
You know exactly. If everybody across the app, if every broadcaster across the app, at least in the North American region, would just agree to a 90K tier for a good 1 month, that would send Bigo a
Right,
message.
right. They'll make some real changes, the changes that need to be made.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Give us
hmm
our rebates,
there's a
all of
special
them,
there's a special
all
group
of
of
them.
individuals on this app that bring a lot of money to the app, so they're not worried about us because the community that it's a community on here that supports each other no matter what. So and they making a lot
Oh,
of
I
money
know.
off that community. That's why you see them making gifts for
But
them and
listen,
everything.
they too will have to succumb to a
Right.
lower tier because if they're not paying, because they depend on rebates just like you and I do. They depend on the
Yeah.
1 million
Yeah.
rebates. I depend on my 500K
Right.
I'm looking for. So eventually, those high tier people, they're going to start
Hmm.
dwindling down. They're not going to have a choice, or either they're going to have to go into their
Yeah.
pockets.
I-
It's real
Yeah.
simple.
And, a lot of them they got the beans though because they Bigo only allow you to take 5,000 off if you go anything over 5,000. They only allow you to take
Hmm.
5,000 off every 10 days or something like that. Every 10 or 12 days.
Every
Yeah.
week,
So
once a week.
they're stacking up beans before they can even spend out their wallet because Bigo does not allow them. If they were able to take all the money off, they will probably go broke. But Bigo does not allow them to take all the money off, so they always got people throwing on them as they take 5,000. As people still throwing beans on them, So it looks like they're never missing anything. I said, if I could just get up there one time.
But what's going to happen is that too will
Hmm.
run out eventually. So they can take off as little as they need to. They can do whatever they want to do, but eventually, one day, they too will have
Hmm.
to recharge versus
Right.
convert.
I be recharging all the time. I got, it's a little different with me. I was a host on here before I started doing ministry. I was a host in the world, cussing folk out, roasting, flirting, everything that the other people do on the app. God turned my life around as I was on this app. So I had to steer away from the money side because a lot of people like to
You're,
say, "Oh, you think you're a man of God, you don't need money." They think because you know God, you're not supposed to get money. So the people that support me, I don't ask for nothing. You'll never hear me say, "Run me up, get me to this" or anything. I just let the Lord do it, and He's been keeping me at that 90K tier. Um, but it's because I'm being careful, because I don't want people to think I'm on here for the beans, as I do in ministry. So whatever people give me is what they give me. And I take care of my family. So anybody that's in my family that's a host, all my extra beans go back to them. And it kind of bites me in the butt sometimes. It kind of bites me in the
okay,
butt sometimes because everybody is not um, as successful on the app. Say. So they're in the family, they love God, but they're
right.
struggling, and I'm throwing beans into them, and they are not able to go back and forth with me. But it's just God is still has still been blessing me due to that. But I said
Providing.
I cannot take my
Yeah.
beans and sow it into foolishness. Like I'm not going to be in here taking my beans and just because this person can help me reach my quota, but he's promoting things that I don't agree with, or he's living a lifestyle that I'm not living. So I say I got to support what the kingdom. Even if they don't are not able to support me back, and God has been looking out for me, providing for me as I've been doing that.
Well,
Hmm.
let me ask you this. Being the son of a preacher, my father worked. He owned his own, my parents
Hmm.
owned their own business, and nothing from the church ever came to our house because my
Yeah.
parents did what they did. So if a man don't work, he don't
Yeah.
eat.
Exactly.
You, even though a way is made for you here on the app, I'm just going to safely assume that this is not your primary source of
No, it's
income
not.
because because why should you not be able to reap the reward of the app because of your content on the app?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm asking? Why do you feel that you are not deserving of this money here as we move strategically um to make money on
Well,
the app?
it's not that I don't feel I deserve or whatever. It's me just being careful. I know how people are when it comes to ministry. Like the Lord God lets us know that we will be blessed abundantly if we seek ye first the kingdom of righteousness, and if seek God's kingdom and His things, everything else will be added on to it. I understand that, but a lot of people don't. So when they see people that believe in God thriving and successful, they think that those people are taking advantage of the people that's helping them. Oh, the church is, the person is using the church to make money and all that. So I just don't ask. People on here will say, oh man, get me to this, get me to this. I just don't ask. So if people give gifts to me, I appreciate it, but I don't be on here like, get me to this tier or run me up or I need this. I just don't say nothing about it.
Mm-hmm. So you're referring to like the mega churches, the way where they're on TV and they're like who I hear early in the morning sometimes when he says $1,000, sow a seed, $1,000 seed
Yeah.
of sow this
Yeah.
seed, sow that seed. Um, I understand. I understand. I do understand. But listen, let me say something. Judge not would be my message because you too must eat. Your
Yeah.
family must eat. This app was given to us at this time to be a source of income. To hey, Mike, to be not just a source of income, but a source
Yeah.
of a revenue, something that you can build for something you can use to build a generational wealth with for
Hmm.
your family. You know, even though Bigo does not give us generational wealth, it can assist you in building a generational wealth for your family, and so that not only you but your family can still
Yeah.
live in abundance. So um, it's not having all of your eggs in one basket. We're here, and I understand what you're saying. You're here to spread the word of God, and I respect that. I also respect that it is money that is the means of exchange. I have been blessed abundantly, and know that everyone's definition of abundance is
Right.
not the same. And when I say abundantly, I'm still here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Number one, abundantly means that I'm going to eat today. I've eaten today. Um, abundantly means the light over
Yeah.
my head is on, the roof over my head is intact. I don't have to worry about that. Um,
My bad. I hear you. I'm just trying to put these dishes in this
the
dishwasher.
more,
I keep moving away from the screen. I hear you though.
hmm you're fine. You're fine. I wish you come over here and run my dishwasher, please. But what I'm saying is, it's okay. I think personally, when I run into a live where someone is sharing the word of God, I sit there and I listen. Either I gift, I don't gift, depending on what my
Yeah.
spirits are telling me, what
Yeah.
my spirit is telling me. You know, um, I wouldn't worry about the people on this app because you know what, the people on this app gonna talk about you if you
Yeah.
wasn't spreading
Yeah.
the word
They
of
they
God.
already do. They
They'll talk
can't.
about
A lot of these
you,
people don't even like me on here. But it's all good. I don't be tripping.
you know. So I try basically to lay low.
Hmm.
I do personally. Um, I give in my broadcast a bit of everything. I don't discriminate. I steer clear of the mess. I don't support the messy side
Hmm.
of the app. But I'm
Yeah.
also a businessman. So you might hear me playing secular music early in the morning. You might hear me playing spiritual music early in the morning. Depending on where I'm at with what I'm doing. But in all things,
Get out the trash.
I give thanks to God for the opportunity. And sometimes we do have to give a word, whether we are an ordained
Yeah.
minister or not. We
Yeah.
have to give a word because It is not for us to give it, it's for the
Hmm.
person to receive it. So sometimes I'll say something going, what was it that you said the other day? I don't know. I don't remember because that wasn't for me to keep. It was for me to give to you.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I totally get it. I'm not ordained. I don't that stuff right there. It's good to get ordained. Yeah, I understand. You might want to go into a prison and minister. You might want to go into a hospital and minister, but the ordained part about it, I don't really. That's not important to me because God already lets us know that we were called to do it in our mother's womb. I come from a rough life. I was a gang banger, full fledged, and I was the leader of everything I did. And it was in that understanding, God turned my life around so I can be a testimony to those around me. And just by me being obedient and listening to God, He has poured in the spirit and the gift of ministry. Like it's not like I didn't sit under no great pastors. I grew up in church and played the drums and things like that. And all of the prophets and pastors and preachers done said the same thing to me all my life. You're going to be a preacher. You're going to bring a lot of people to Christ. I didn't see it because I was running the streets on drugs, living crazy, all that stuff. So I didn't believe it at the time. But th- I was working $18 hour job and I heard God tell me to quit to do ministry. Now I'm like, I'm saying, I'm like you don't work, you don't eat. But God would not let up off of it. I'm like, this is not God telling me to quit my job to be on some phone app doing ministry. And it just kept getting louder, kept getting louder. God will shut this down, shut that down to the point where I couldn't do nothing but be on the app. And when God turned my life around, He sustained me. Mind you, I have another source of income. It's the exact amount as my rent. So everything from Bigo goes to the bills and, whatever extra. And God has been providing for me all the way through. So that's why I am on ministry. I wasn't a minister. I didn't come to this app as a minister or wasn't ordained to do it. I just felt God calling me and I'm like, man, this is weird. And when I said, okay, if this is you, God, you got to show me, boom, he took flight in my life. So me saying go back to how I gift on here, basically the Lord was just showing me, um, don't take your earnings and invest it into things that pull people away from God. I don't care what people do on this app. I don't care what they listen to. I don't care what they talk about. It's just, he showed me this. He showed me it like this. There's a youth center in the drug house. The drug house is able to give you gifts that you give the drug house. The youth center isn't able. By you endorsing the drug house, you're keeping that drug house successful to sell drugs, even though they might be keeping you successful to pay your bills, but that youth center isn't helping you. But which one you think is more important? So that's the type of take I took on it. And I'm not. I believe in my tier will go higher. When I first started doing ministry, I was doing 300,000 beans a month for like 4 months straight. But then a lot of people start coming around because they knew I was a gifter. Because I came on the app as a gifter, so I would do multis, and people would just come in and cam down and just sit there and wait, and we would just throw beans all over the panel to just to show that we like to gift. And God kept telling me stop doing that. But I'm like, these are Nigerians and less fortunate. So I'm thinking I'm helping my people, but the Lord kept telling me stop doing that. And I didn't get why. And when I didn't listen, tears just started dropping down. And I've been, it just every month it dropped down to 90K. It never went under 90K, but I understood why, because the Lord was telling me people are using you because you're being nice with the gifts. So you have to be very careful. Thank you, sis. You have to be very careful how you sow and what you sow into, because the Bible tells us if you sow in the good ground, you'll reap a good harvest. So if you're putting your beans into people that's not good ground, you won't reap nothing back. And when I got that, I stopped. And when I stopped, everything started getting a little better for me. But I'm just more so careful how I share my beans. I'm not the type that's if people are on here hurting people's feelings, if people are on here making people feel small, if people are on here dealing in witchcraft or anything like that, then I cannot throw my beans into that. And this is what's crazy. That's the majority of the type of people that's on this app. So to be successful, you have to kind of bite the bullet and just say, I don't care what you believe in. I don't care the witchcraft you do. I don't care what type of content you hold. You got beans, I got beans. Let's go back and forth and partner. And me personally, I'm like, I'm sorry, I would just go broke on the app because I can't. If I'm keeping this witchcraft panel successful, they'll be able to keep going live every day to operate more witchcraft. And so I say, y'all help each other. If you're successful helping each other, more power to it. But I can't add to your establishment knowing that you're teaching witchcraft or you want to read palms or you want a fortune tale. And I'm not, I just don't, me personally, I'm not rocking with that. So I try to help ministry and
What about what about the business side of the app?
oh yeah, I understand the business side of the app. I just a lot of the
Yeah.
business people on the app just aren't they don't walk the same life as me. I mean, it's what profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul. So if my business partner is a devil worshiper or witchcraft or dealing in other dealings, then it's not important to me. If I'm not successful on the app because I don't want to go be a good businessman with a bunch of people that don't walk the same walk as me, then it's worth it. It's worth not succeeding on the app. And I've been 3 years now. I've been
Which
never not made a quota. Hey, get off that table. Sorry. But I do understand the business side of it. When I first came to the app, that's all I was doing was business. Like I had a bunch of people. We would just throw hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on each other and get to these tiers. But I wasn't living, I was living a whole different life. I was snorting cocaine. I had to keep this high up to stay up all night on the app to make sure I'm, getting all these. And it was wearing and tearing at my life. And, the Lord told me, he said, hey, stop. I got something better for you. And I might not be the richest person on the app, but man, my inbox is packed with people. Man, I did not understand anything about God until you read this scripture. Man, I've been listening to you for months. Man, I get it. Man, my life is, I got, a lot of souls are being won. So that's more important to me. I'm grateful for the beans, but it feels better. Like right before I did this live with you, a young lady came in and she said she was listening to something I was ministering about. And she said it because I said, if you just focus on what's in front of you and not behind you, God will show you that your better days are in front of you and your worst ones are behind you. And she said that out her mouth. Next day, her job calls her, gives her basically the type of job schedule she wanted that fits her hours. And she was excited about that. And I was telling the people in here, I said, see, this is better than beans to hear God actually moving in somebody's life and, making somebody feel good. That's better
Mm-hmm.
than the beans. And so that's I'm not tripping off the business side of it. If I could be real successful, but it will take a lot of my study time away, my prayer life away, because I'm on here focusing and making sure I'm meeting these people, catching up with these people online to get them their beans. You know, so I don't really stress it like that, like I used to when I first was on the app. I was balling like crazy, but I was also cussing people out. I was one of the best roasters on here, hurting people's feelings, you know, badgering gay people. I was doing all kind of stuff that was not cool, but I was making money. But God turned it around, and now I'm just more on the positive side of it and try to deal with positive people and do business with positive
Do
people.
you, let me ask you this: do you think it was you were turned around to be a better person on the app?
Um, Somewhat, but everybody that was attached to me knew who I was and the lifestyle I was living. And God turned my life around, and they seen it. So I think it was more of a proof to others that were watching too. Because it's crazy. A lot of the people that I started on this app with, they don't even come around no more. Like they thought I was faking. They think I'm like doing fake ministry for beans, and so they just separated themselves away from me. But then people, how you doing, Tasha? But then people come back like, man, that's crazy. You done got fat, man. You looking good, man. God must really be doing something in your life. But, I just was obedient.
I want you to follow me back so we
Yeah.
can talk. Listen, I want you to follow me back so we can
Okay.
talk further. I'd like
Yeah.
to talk to you
Okay.
more. And
I did.
I gotta get you. I got my niece is downstairs waiting at the door. I got a PK to
Oh,
go
okay.
throw
My bad.
at. And, oh no, you're good. And I'm gonna see
Okay.
you soon
Got,
because I already believe you are amongst good
yeah. All
people.
right, man. Yeah.
I'll
God
talk to you
bless you.
later, boss. Likewise.